What is good, guys? It's your boy Corey.
It's your boy John.
And welcome back to the Artistry Drop, where we feature stories from today's rising artists.
Yes, sir.
If you like being inspired, don't miss out on our weekly episodes. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be notified when we drop new episodes. Guys, we're going to dive right in. Our guest today is a multi-hyphenate music artist hailing from Washington, D.C. area, and is a powerhouse entertainer and executive who has honed a distinctive style, sonically versatile and fluid in genre. Guys, please welcome Marlee XX.
Let's go. Come on now.
Hey. Yeah, let's go. Welcome, Marlee.
What's up, guys?
Hey, we appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, you're actually our first artist in a while. For all those that are wondering, what had happened to the Artistry Drop, we had to take a little break, guys. But we're back. We're back, and it feels good to be here.
Full force.
Full force, and we got our first guest
happy
here.
To be here.
Yeah, thank you,
happy
Marlee.
You guys are back.
Yes,
Thank
we're
you.
super excited to be back, and hopefully all the Artistry Drop fans and all that are happy to have us back as well. So,
yes, sir.
Like I said, it feels good. Well, before we do actually dive in, we have to get back to the drink of the day.
Come on, the drink of the
Looks
day.
great.
Thank you. It's
phenomenal.
Bahama Mama. So it's Malibu,
Mama.
Coconut rum. And then it has some orange juice, some pineapple juice, and I just splashed it on top with some grenadine.
Okay.
And give it a little like ombre look. It's red on the bottom, and then goes up to orange on the top. Topped it with a orange slice and some cherries and a little, little umbrella for the
Let's
vibes.
go.
That looks fire. I mean,
Thank you.
I wish I can drink that, but for those that don't know, I decided to go sober, guys. So I'm actually 4 months sober now. So thank you. Let's give some hand claps for now. But I'm drinking a kombucha, guys. Trying to go the healthy route and stuff like that. So
Props to you, because me being introvert, I don't know how I could do this without having some alcohol.
You already know me. I'm super extrovert. I'm super extroverted in general without alcohol, and like with alcohol, it's even probably worse. So,
yeah, exactly.
But like
So
I said, I've been fine without alcohol. Been feeling good actually, a lot better.
Good.
Without the alcohol. So we're gonna be drinking kombuchas here on Artistry Drop now, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
But let's go ahead and do our
have a little cheers.
Beautiful.
To a good podcast.
The podcast.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And that kombucha hits.
That's beautiful.
How was it?
See all my stuff.
Good. Everything's falling out.
I know, even my orange peel fell out everywhere.
I was trying to push it because it was about to fall down.
Yeah, I know.
It just slipped off.
It's about the whole theme.
Yeah,
It is.
Thank you.
You
It's a
should have
vibe.
saw his Christmas ones.
Oh, yeah.
The Christmas ones were
seasonal
fire.
ones.
Yeah, the seasonal ones were
Yes,
fire.
sir.
Yeah,
See, I agree with you about alcohol, but I also love mixology and the art of it. So it's like, okay, cocktail. That's a good cocktail. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Right. Smashes the vibe.
Yeah, no, it does. Like I do miss just having a sip of alcohol. But what I did find were like non-alcoholic, like beers and drinks like those. So I was drinking those for a little bit as well, and then kind of going back and forth with kombuchas and water, of course. But
I love kombucha.
yeah, kombucha is
really good.
Kombucha is so good.
Totally
so
support it.
Yeah, so I might have to. I'll probably get like a non-alcoholic beer or something like for the next ones. But
Might have to try one too.
yeah, you might have to try one as well. All right, guys, we're gonna get into it. So with Marlee's story. So you are originally from Washington, D.C.
Yes.
When did you actually decide to move out here to LA to pursue your career?
2019.
2019.
Wow.
About 7 months before, everything happened in 2020.
Yeah.
But fall of 2019, I just decided it was time to expand and see what could happen.
Yeah, and that's the
dope.
same exact thing with us. We
That's what I was
literally
gonna say.
moved here 2019. We moved here, I think, August.
Oh, well.
It was
September,
August.
September,
you
August,
too.
yeah.
Oh, see, it's been
Yeah.
exactly the same. Yeah, and then of course, the pandemic hits and kind of ruined things for us.
Yeah.
What did you do during that time though, like with the pandemic? Because we had already talked about trying to create the podcast. We just never did it. During that time, we had like a year's worth of trying to do the podcast. With COVID and everything, but we never got to it. So, what did you actually do during that time?
Man, I couldn't sit still, and I kind of regret it, but I don't because it's paying off in a way.
Yeah.
Well, in a lot of ways. But during that time, I came here to work on an album.
Okay.
To put together a body of work that I've always wanted to make. Now, as a artist that's separate from the band I was in.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to work with different producers because I wanted to do like a different sound that I had never done, but always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I actually had already started working on that album end of 2019. So I was already in creation mode, and I have my own recording studio. Thank God. I just got it that year, the year before. And I just was recording and working on the album and trying to do
that's hard. Even with us too, like moving to a new place, you know, to LA, and then like you have all this passion, you know, because you're at a new area. You moved here for that, you know, and then you got things going on, and then right before COVID, it all hits and everything stops, and you know, you go like into a dark place, and you're like, damn, what do I do now? You know, I was so motivated, and the reason why I moved here was to get myself off the ground and everything, and then now like, you know, you feel like you're taking 2 steps back. Yeah. So it was a little hard for us to adjust, but
it was. I mean, but you know what? The platform that was blowing up during that time was TikTok. Right. So we tried to hop on TikTok and try to do some things as well, but we realized it's super hard to grow on TikTok as like, you know, a filmmaker, videographer, photographer, because that's pretty much our niche. You know, that's what we do for our artistry. And for your artistry, you know, music, it's definitely a platform that you can blow up. Like, did you utilize TikTok at all?
I didn't get on TikTok till probably last year.
Yeah.
I just wasn't into it at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as vast as it is now, like for options of what to like consume, right? Everybody thought it was the dance app.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought it was at the time. And I think maybe it may have been more then, but I think it's evolved a lot. Like the content that's available. So now I'm way more into it, but then no.
It was honestly the dance app. I forget what the original name was.
I think it was Musically. Before.
Yeah, Musically.
So I thought it was initially like a kids app. You know, I thought all the kids were going on there and stuff like that. So, you know, I think a lot of us in the older generation, we're just like, you know, that's something the kids, you know, doing. That was just a kids app.
Now it's crazy how big TikTok is. You know, it's amazing, and it's it's built a lot of people's careers in just the last couple years. So, big shout out to TikTok and you know helping other creators. I just wish it was a platform for us when it comes to our artistry, as far as you know, photography and all that. There are a lot of photographers on there that blow up, but it's so niche specific. You know, it's more certain style. It's more music based and like dance based, I would say, and then like stupid videos that end up going viral and stuff like that, you know. So I wish it was just it was a lot easier for us.
It's evolving though.
It is evolving. You know, we also have a friend from Washington D.C. that moved out here to L.A. Did you find it hard at all to adjust to like L.A. life compared to Washington? Like, were you culture shocked at all?
Definitely, way more than I thought I would be. I was like, you know, L.A. is so cool. It's vibes, it's music, it's opportunities, and while all that is true, when you move here, you guys know it's a lot more to it. Interactions with people and just things I wasn't used to socially. So it really was. And that, I guess, glitter that I had about everything got lost at a point. But it's back now. You know, I see it in a different light. I feel like in a more complete light, and a lot of people don't like that side, but there's parts of the DC area that suck. You know, there are parts of the DC area that are, you know, bad, if you want to say that, but everywhere has pros and cons. I just had to get used to the cons here because I wasn't really aware.
What would you say was the biggest thing you had to get used to, like LA life? Because I would say morely for us, it was like environment, people here are just so different, and you know, what would you say for you?
Honestly, I feel like it was the lack of rules, right? Because California, or maybe it's more loose in
That's
LA,
major
but
facts,
it's like it's loose. Like you can drive around with dead tags. I don't want to, you know, put that out there. But I've noticed like people have dead tags from a year ago. Like you could never do that in like Maryland or DC. Like never. So it's like there's really way less rules here. And that goes for like crime. Like I've seen people go into a store and just steal something in a cart and leave. They don't call the police because they're saying that the police aren't going to come if it's less than this much money. And it's like, okay,
it's crazy.
I don't understand, but there's a lack of rules.
No, there is. Here. There's one thing I just started noticing. I mean, more recently, I would say, is people literally just running red lights. Like, we'll be at a standstill, and then somebody just goes through. I'm like, what the
red lights or U-turns anywhere.
Crazy driving.
Crazy driving. Like, naked people running on the side of the street. I mean, like, when we first...
We got mooned so many times when we first got here.
So many times. Like, honestly, like, the first time we...
so accurate.
Like, the first time we had seen something like that was... So me and him were driving through downtown, and there is a fully naked guy just looking up at the sun, and we're like, "What the heck is happening?"
Yeah, and then you just see his ass hanging out. It's like hella bumps and shit.
Yeah,
I was just like,
they use the bathroom everywhere.
I know. And then the other weird time, like, was me and my fiance when we were driving on the free. I don't know if you were there with us, but we're driving on the freeway, and a guy was literally just running down the freeway naked, and we're like, "What the hell?"
So, another day.
Yeah. So this way, there was like, this is something we got to get used to because I'm assuming we're gonna see this a lot. So it was
and
really,
we do.
Yeah, we do. We see it all the time. It's really weird.
It's cool because you can, I guess, do more and be yourself. It's not so conservative like how the DC area is. Yeah, it's very conservative. I realized that when I moved here, I was like, wow, like we don't do this.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But it's good. Yeah, I love it, and it's a mix of both, and you just get you have to get used to it.
Oh yeah,
same.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I love being here in LA, and just the vibes, and of course just meeting people and connecting with people of minds alike. Everybody in the artistry industry, like it's just cool, so we can all talk about our specific artistries, and that's why we created Artistry Drop, because we love bringing all artists of all kinds, and getting their story and their point of views of because a lot of people do move here from different places, we like seeing how people adapt as well, just like us, because that's pretty much our story. It's like trying to adapt here and then working on our artistry as well. So it's still a learning curve here. There's still so much to learn, even though we've been here about 3 years. You would think we've kind of learned a lot, but there's still so much to learn.
Exactly.
So much. So moving on, you are the total package when it comes to like being a musician. You're a vocalist, a DJ, producer, songwriter, and an audio engineer. Like, at what age did you did music truly interest you, and why did you want to get into the music industry?
That question is always so funny because I always say it just happened. I was into fashion and a lot of other things. I didn't want to go to school for music, and I also had a lot of stage fright, so I didn't think to pursue music. Yeah, I would write songs and stuff like that, but I just was always so nervous. And things kind of fell into place for me to be involved in music. And so it just went from there. I did some music in like middle school, went to performing arts schools and stuff like that, and that was really successful. I got an opportunity to be in a band. Have you guys heard of go-go music before?
No.
Like go-go music, like go-go girl dancing? And
no.
In the club?
But
she's like, no.
That's the overall, I guess, understanding of it. Okay. But go-go music is a type of music that comes from the DC area. And it's like funk, but has a lot of other elements in it. Very percussive. It's really dope music.
Is it kind of like stuff that like 70s, 80s, like
it started
funk?
in
like almost like disco funk?
No, harder funk.
Oh, really?
Maybe even like hip hop funk in a way.
Oh, nice.
But just it's more like street, urban, big bands, like 12 members. So I joined one of those bands when I was a teenager, basically to kind of learn how to be on stage and not be the star of it. I would kind of be, wrapped up in a big band. Everybody's talking, everybody's singing, everybody's playing. So it's not as just like me focused. Yeah. Right. So that actually helped me a lot to gain more confidence, and through that experience I went on to pursue music fully.
Nice. And school, would you say like school helped you, like because you went to performing? How long did you go to performing arts school for?
Middle school mainly. I wanted to go into high school, but it just didn't align. So that's when I joined a band, actually, because I wasn't able to go to the 2 performing arts schools for different reasons. So I had to go to my neighborhood school, which didn't have a great performing arts program. So I was like, well, if I start a band or get into a band, that'll be something I could do. Because at that time, we were teenagers playing shows every weekend, like in front of rooms of teenagers that are all listening to go-go music. And we're like 15, 16, 17, 18, all in these parties. It's hundreds of kids and bands playing, and we're rehearsing all week for these shows. So I was doing that at 16 and 17.
That's crazy.
So were you singing at that time, or? Okay.
I was singing, and I learned how to rap through that.
Oh, okay,
as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because my singing voice is kind of soft and quiet. So my rapping voice was like loud.
You go hard.
I can show up with that. So
because you do producing, you do audio engineering and DJing. Like, are these techniques that you had learned from being in a band, or did you just eventually pick up those? Because, you know, a lot of people go to school for those kind of things. Like, how did you specifically pick up on, like, producing and audio engineering? Because it's not hard. Those are not easy things to, you know, it's, so, yeah, how did you get into it?
Actually, because of my band, you know, they were the producers, they were the DJs, they were the engineers. So I learned so much from them over the years. They taught me things. They would give me like an interface or something so I could play with it on my own. And when ultimately I separated from the bands I was in, and I say I'm on a solo path, it never sounds right to me because I always have a band that I'm going to play with. But anyways, when I went on a solo path, I realized I didn't know how to do any of that stuff on my own. I learned how to DJ, I practiced producing, and I just went fully into it because I had to.
That's dope. You kind of like tiptoed your way and, you know, learn from, you know, your peers to be a well-rounded person.
All those things that they talked about, and it was crazy because when I was first in bands, they'd be like, pass me that 1/4-inch cable, and I'd be like, what? What is that? We get in the studio and they're like, these plugins, and I have to get plugins, and I'm like, plugins? Just what are you talking about? Like, I never knew what they were talking about, and now I'm like, 1/4-inch cable stat, you know.
No,
and I know exactly what they're talking about, but I believe they prepare me, you know.
That's how everybody starts, because it's the same thing as the filmmaking industry, you know. Like I went to film school, you know, for 6 years or, you know, something like that, and you really it's more necessary to learn on set. So kind of like what you did, you actually learned from people than, you know, going to school and learn. Like, school is good. Like, you learn a lot about history and all that, but I feel like you have to be there to actually, you know, be on set. Like in the filming for us, like being on set, you learn a lot more than you would than from learning from somebody, you know? So that's super dope that you learned pretty much from people that pass it down to you.
Yeah,
you know?
I tried school.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Yeah, no, like I said, it doesn't. And I would say it's not fully worth it for us, because we've talked about this before, you know, is film school worth it? Is music school worth it? Because we've had our friends go to music school as well, and, you know, it helps them, but it takes you so far. You know, it just takes you so far. You have to actually do the work to like learn like everything that you're doing right now. You know, the work is where you're learning. Pretty much,
and that's dope that you 100%. Didn't take that moment for granted. You really like capitalize off of that moment and really learn from your peers, and, you know, really you know, got that foundation from them to really elevate your craft to where it is now. I wanted to know, like, how long were you like in that band, and like what made you like go solo?
That band was Marlee in the Mix, who that band in our situation is always going to be near to my heart. But basically, we were together for about 5 years at that time. Maybe a little over 5 years, and we just all wanted different things.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, because I'm a dancer, and I've been in a dance crew as well. So I've been through many dance crews, so I kind of know what it's like, you know, to be with a group and have, you know, different perspectives and outlooks. And at the end of the day, you know, you just really, you know, do what's best for the individual, you know, individually. And as long as it's mutual, then, you know, you learn from that moment, you move on, and, you know, you guys are all good. But that was
it's just, you know, I want to go here, you want to go there, and you want to go there. So let's just all go there. That's dope. And here we are now. So with you being like multi-talented in many forms of art, do you ever find it hard to focus like on one craft or find that work-life balance? Like the saying goes, jack of all trades but master of none. Great question. Great question. Yes, I do. I have all of these talents per se or skills because they all are helping the major thing, or the main things. So a lot of them play a supportive role, to be honest. So it's like, I'm not making the beat every day. I'm not engineering a record every day. But I have the skill set to be able to do it when I have to, when I need to, when I have time to. So And a lot of these things I've been able to pick up because I have been a vocalist and a performer for so long. So it's like there's always room for improvement. But, I'm good in the performing, in the writing area. So, I do have more space to then learn more and be more active as a producer and stuff without having to think so hard as a vocalist.
It must be easier to like work with people too, since you know where they're coming from as well. Yeah, definitely.
You have to build a team around you. You know how that can go. So it's still building around me, and coming to LA has really helped in a lot of ways for that next elevation. But work-life balance has always been interesting, and I think it's just something you develop with time, and a lot of opportunities have been coming to me recently that they are in the realm, but they're not things I necessarily would have expected, but I'm just taking them because I believe they're coming to me for a reason. And it's a day-by-day thing, but you have to be really organized and really intentional, I believe, to do all of it. Really, really intentional, like this is how I have to do it and this is why I have to do it. It's not just like going with the breeze at all, or you can lose track. So.
That's dope how you manage it, because it is hard to like lose track and lose sight of the main goal when you have so many other things that you are talented in.
That's dope. Kind of like what you were talking about, like producing and stuff. Like as a producer yourself, do you like producing all of your music, or do you also like working with other producers that would produce your music?
Both. I really wanted to produce my own music because I couldn't really get across what I wanted to hear. I couldn't get across. And then also in my area, the genres I was trying to get into weren't really known as much by the producers there.
Are you talking about like go-go style music
like,
and stuff?
DC is more like funk, R&B, soul, hip-hop, rap. Nothing wrong with that. But I was trying to get into some more pop, house type things. And there is knowledge there. I just didn't have those connections at the time. And I knew there was just more here. That's all.
Okay.
So through that, I really wanted to produce my own record. So this album that's coming out, I did a lot more production on it. And now that it's done, I'm really ready to work with some other producers. So I think it's just going to be a case by case thing.
Okay. And so now that because you bring that up, I have a question about that. Like when it does come to working with other producers, like what is it that you're actually looking for? Is it sound? Is it personality? Like what is it? All of it?
We have to have a similar personality because I think they'll understand better and we'll just vibe quicker. And we'll have fun too,
Exactly.
And it's got to be fun and cool, and we got to be on the same page. And my humor is interesting, so
you definitely have to. Yeah, you have to have a sense of humor. Like I feel like you have to have a good connection when it comes to anybody, because even with us, majority of musicians that we shoot music videos for, whatever, like we always connect or we create a connection with them and, become friends with them and stuff like that, because it's very important. It's very important you befriend a person that you're going to be working with, especially long term. If this is a ongoing relationship that you're trying to make, like you and a producer, like I'm sure that this is also a long ongoing relationship that you're trying to make. So you gotta make sure you guys are tight, and I feel like that's definitely key when it comes to this industry. It's like making sure you're tight with everybody, everybody that you're keeping around you, pretty much.
And also like keep your circle tight as well, because there's so many people out there who just want to use you.
This is LA.
This is LA. Come on. Exactly. So you weeding throughout the fakes and just keeping the real ones close to you, I think is essential too. So going back to your music, you released a song called Shift back in 2017, which landed a lot of big licensing deals: TV One, HBO, Freeform, Hulu. And it also came out with an amazing music video, which is one of my favorites, to really set the tone and make a statement. And I feel like it also created who you are as an artist. Would you say that moment in time was a big moment in your career?
Yeah. It was literally the shift from being in Marlee in the Mix, the band, to doing music by myself.
So that was your first solo project?
Yep. It was just a song.
It was a song.
Yep.
Okay.
So that video was amazing.
Yeah.
That time, it was really symbolic of just honestly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. And then what do you think contributed to that success? Was it becoming solo and having so much drive, or
I don't know. Maybe it was just time. Timing, execution. Maybe just a combination of both. But I can't really say honestly.
Yeah. How did the song actually land? Like the big licensing through like HBO and all those. Like, did you have connections to try to get it on the platforms?
Well, that song just led me to connect actually to the people that I started making the music for that landed me those deals. Shift itself wasn't actually involved in any of those campaigns, but it was basically it was like the launching pad for it because people heard that, saw what I was doing now. Yeah. I started to get more involved with other producers and started making that music to land the licensing deals, which that has been amazing to get into that side of music as well. Yeah, like the whole like legal side. Is that what you're talking about? Like licensing, like your music out and stuff like that. How tough is it actually to get like a song license out onto platforms? Is it just about making connections? Yeah. Is it? Okay. For sure. Okay. It's making connections or having, a huge song that people want and it has that sound. Yeah. Licensing deals or sync deals or publishing deals, whatever you want to say. Yeah. Is very geared towards music that's mainstream. It has a
high marketing value. It's marketable. Yeah,
very marketable. A lot of people can vibe with it. Basic in a good way. Right. It can connect in a lot of ways. So it's like that. You just have those songs that can carry into that side, and that's not easy for everyone.
No, for sure.
To getting the sound there and the intention there is not always there. But a lot of hip hop, there's a lot of stuff that goes into these libraries. So. I would say it's about who you know. Connections for sure.
Well, congrats on that though. That's huge. Like having a song on all those major platforms, it's big.
There's
like
more coming.
Fire! Let's go.
There's more coming.
What was your reaction like hearing it? Like when you see or hear your songs on TV, like on these platforms, like is it like, oh my god, like fucking crazy?
Yeah, it's something I didn't even know I wanted to do. Marlee in the Mix, we had two commercial songs, and we were asked to rewrite 2 songs for TV One commercials. So that was the first time that we had one, and they actually came to cover our concert, which was interesting because that was an opportunity we got through a family friend connected to the network, right? So we're like, let's do it. Yeah. So I never really thought of it going too much farther than that. I was like, okay, great opportunity. Yeah. But here it came again. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, it's no reason this keeps coming back around. So I'm really jumping in now on that side as well.
Yeah, hopefully that shit just keeps rolling in though. You know, like, and you hit more movies.
It's fine.
Right.
Theatrical movies. Like, let's see that happen. Like, what would be like would theatrical movies be a goal for you, would you say? Okay, because that's huge.
I eventually want to compose and score and do all those things because a lot of my mentors in that space started doing what I was doing, and they're composing and scoring and putting together soundtracks and stuff as well. So I would love to get into that.
Possibilities are endless since you dive into so many different crafts. You know, it's just
anything is possible.
Music is much deeper than I've ever known.
Right.
So it's been really great to just discover what's happening.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that is dope. It looks like you do a lot of performances, like live performances, whether it's like DJing or performing your own music. What is it about doing live performances that you love the most?
Everything. It's like curating the energy in a room. And like we like entertainment, we like going out. It's a human thing for most of us. Yeah. Even introverts do it in their own way. But
he knows best.
I'm like, I be gaming.
Exactly. You're entertainment. Yeah. So, and if we did a virtual concert, would you come?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's like
I've been on Fortnite concerts.
See,
back in the day.
Scott one?
Travis Scott.
It's really crazy. But it's just that. It's that moment in the fact that we feel in the same energy. These people like my music, and if they don't know it, they like music. They're here, so we'll just have a good time. I'm sharing something that's important to me with the goal of entertaining and connecting, and then they're also coming with the goal of connecting and wanting to be entertained, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, that's fire. That's dope. Do you ever get nervous being on stage or like in with huge crowds, and like how do you, if you do, like how do you block out like the sound, or how do you deal with it?
I only get nervous if something's not prepared. If everything's prepared, like we're rehearsed, sound is good, things like that. Everything's running aligned. I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get nervous when things aren't quite lining up.
Yeah.
So with that, I honestly just have to trust who I'm working with and myself. We're all professionals.
Right.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And just try to take a deep breath about it and just do the best that I can in the moment.
Yeah.
And remember to have fun. And, you know, like smoke a little weed.
Yeah, of course. You know, you got it.
And, you know, the medicinal effects.
Yes.
And then,
Okay.
Try to stay present.
Yeah, that's dope. You know, one thing I've noticed, like, when it comes to other producers is, like, not all producers do this, but create a beat live on stage. Have you ever done anything like that where you create a beat and then go into your song?
Yes, because I have, since I've started to produce my songs, I'm able to work with the music in that way now more than before. So I have. It's fun. I don't do too much yet. I'm practicing more and getting more and more comfortable, and it's something that should be expected, you know, in my sets moving forward. But it's fun. It's a different experience. I think the audience likes to see.
I think so too.
Those pieces.
Yeah.
And
I create magic.
Yeah, no, even like, you know, when it comes to, because, you know, I'm a huge fan of like Scott Storch, Timbaland, and, you know, like they've done that on stage, and I'm like, when they're just creating that beat on stage, you're like, oh shit, that's fucking fire, you know? Even when what's his name? I forget his name, but yeah, he created one of his songs on stage, like, and everybody was vibing with it. Like, you see him do the kick drums and all that. I was
MPC,
like, MPC, like, that shit was fucking fire. So yeah, I could see why people would love seeing that more often, you know, like, versus just, because you get like a behind the scenes taste of what an artist actually does to create their songs, you know. But of course, there's a lot more intricate shit that goes into it. I mean, you're not gonna bring out like, you know, your violins and all that shit. I mean, you could.
Some crazy stuff.
I haven't seen that yet, so that'd be fucking crazy. I've only seen people use like, you know, their keyboards, their MPCs, and, you know, drum machines and all that. Seeing every like a choir come out, and that'd be fucking crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
You're giving me some ideas. So I'm just gonna be quiet.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Do it.
Note.
Yeah. So aside from music, I noticed you be grooving in a lot of your music videos. As a dancer myself, I could tell you had that little spark of magic in you. You know, you just be gigging. And do you have background in dance or taking any classes, or like, is it just for fun?
Well, thanks for the compliment.
Okay.
Because, I do keep it simple on that end.
Yeah.
I did have a background in dance. I felt like it was essential to take some type of lesson and be involved somehow so I can learn at least a count or know my way around my body.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm the greatest choreographed dancer, but I always have my choreographers just do something that's cool and for me that fits the purpose of the song. I'm not going too technically advanced with that type of stuff. It's more for a visual effect. But yes, I tried ballet, I tried ballroom, of course hip hop. Like I tried whatever I could. I tried tap. I was terrible at it. I was terrible at ballet.
Tap is hard.
Yeah.
Like
ballet,
very not graceful at all at the time. So I go to Playground LA sometimes.
Oh, okay, that's where I'm trying to go.
If y'all see me in there, don't laugh at me. But I go and just, you know, try to keep that muscle memory with learning counts quickly.
That's dope. Do you is there any artists that you pull inspiration from that incorporate dance?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just for the performing aspect of dance.
I just know that it could be used visually to enhance maybe a stage performance or a video, so it gets in where it fits in.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, so when it comes to your music videos, I notice in a lot of your videos you have a very strong like concept that carries the vision of the song. Do you rely on the production team or director creative outlook, or is it something that you're creating for that vision for that song?
I always have a hand in kind of the introduction of how I would like it to go, but much more so recently, I'm very open to the team, especially for like New Level, the video that I put out last year, all female production team, all female crew, and I really was like, go in, do what y'all need to do, and the more, you know, I'm doing, the kind of less capacity I'm having to be involved in every aspect, so it's great to collaborate. I just kind of have the spark, like I want it to feel like this or look like this, and here's the vibe, but you know, every scene breakdown, my team really comes in to help.
That's dope, because it's kind of hard to give that trust, you know, to someone else, but also too, you know, we've done so many music videos where, you know, they don't have any concept, and we have to come up with everything.
Literally.
And then that makes it so hard on our end, because at the end of the day, when we create that rough draft, it might not be something that they liked, but we try to communicate that in the beginning. So I think as an artist, you know, when you're making that song, you have a topic, a subject, you know, and sometimes you do have a vision of how it's supposed to look. So I think, you know, really communicating with that. So a lot of the artists that we do work with that already have like a vision, or, you know, a kind of a feel of how the video should go, definitely elevates the video to the next level.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, it makes it easier too.
It definitely makes, you know, that's a good thing. I would say it's like, as long as you have an idea or just a concept, like you're able to pass this, that makes our job easier. Versus like you know, because there's been so many times where I have to keep listening to the song, come up with a concept, and, you know, I'll pass it on to the artist. Like, what do you think of this? He's like, you know, how about we do this? That's why it just makes it so much easier when the artist actually has, you know, that idea, and then we're able to take that full effect, like, just from their idea, versus, you know, just us kind of like coming up with the whole concept.
Just at least for the foundation, and then we can elevate from that foundation, but really starting from ground zero and trying to make something out of nothing. You know.
So I mean, it's a good thing. At least you still, at least you still have a concept or idea, because I think when you know, we've talked to our other like artist friends and stuff about this. It's like, you're the artist pretty much, and when you create the song, I think you already have like the idea or a concept that you're going through, because when you're creating a song, it has a story usually, majority of the time.
Or a subject.
Yeah, or a subject. Like, let's take that idea and put it in a visual. You know, it just makes it.
Because at the end of the day, it is the artist.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the artist.
We're trying to elevate what you already created.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we are also a supporting factor of you. You know, we're an extension. So we really want to represent the artist.
Yeah.
So I think that's what magic is made.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Major facts.
And I would love to work on a video with you guys.
Hey, let's go.
Thank you.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Come on.
You know, we're always down. Yeah, we're always down.
That's
Especially like this year, you know, we're trying to definitely push out a lot more, because last year we were, you know, of course, things had happened at end of last year, so, you know, we weren't able to push out. But this year, trying to go strong, you know. So you know, we'll definitely talk and, you know, try to get something going. I think it'll be fire.
Yeah, and we definitely want to work with more dancers too. Yes, because
you can help me with that.
Yeah, because we did one music video where it had dancers in it, and I was able to, you know, direct the dancers and stuff like that, and it came out crazy. But yeah. So I don't think we could do this podcast without mentioning your hair. You know, as someone who recently permed his hair and learning about the struggles of having curly hair, you know.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
I know. I think your hair is beautiful. It's healthy. It's iconic. You know, I think it tells a lot about who you are as a person. Do you have a story behind your hair and like the evolution? Like, have you always had it when you were in elementary or in high school?
My hair. First of all, thank you for me and my hair. I wish my hair could
Those curls are on point.
Yeah, they are.
I'm just looking at it. I'm like, that's on point.
My hair has always been, I wouldn't say a struggle, but when I was growing up, it was not the greatest, because I don't know if you guys ever heard the term tender-headed. And basically, you know, my hair is curly, so it's not always easy to comb.
Of course.
So I would always be afraid of hair time, because I knew it was going to pull my hair, it was going to hurt, my head was going to hurt, tender-headed. So I always had a issue with anybody touching my hair. You know, fast forward, you know, my mother would straighten it because it was easier, and then it just came to a point where I'm pretty lazy with it. I don't like the maintenance of straight hair and, you know, other reasons, and so I tried it curly, and I feel like it looked more like me, it felt like more like me, and I
think it fits you perfectly.
Yeah, it's dope.
Thank you.
I think it's iconic. You know, it's a signature now. I feel like at this point, you know, as much as it is amazing, you know, did people ever make fun of you growing up? And did you ever feel weird for having like different hair?
Well, growing up, I didn't. My hair was straight, so nobody ever. I didn't really start wearing my hair curly till I was like over 21. I was probably like 22 or something. So no.
Okay, cool.
Thank God. I mean, because those kids.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
These girls. Yeah. But no, I was just fitting in, I guess, at that point with my hair.
That's dope.
That is dope.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank
They're
you.
on point.
It's become a thing, and I'm just thankful. God is good. I can just only thank God. I have nothing to do with this. I just maintain it.
Facts.
That's dope.
Well, we're almost coming to the end of our podcast, but we can't end the podcast without asking you about your new work, your new stuff coming out. So you are releasing a new single, and it's leading up to your new album dropping very soon. What can we expect from your new album, and what was like your overall inspiration? Let's dive into it.
You can expect everything and all things. You can expect the unexpected, because it's just a lot of sounds that I've never tried before, sounds that I've wanted to try. So I feel like I'm excited about it. I feel like I sound excited. Like on the tracks, you can tell that I'm just more involved. Half of the album I produced and with my co-producers, and I'm just really excited about that. So the next single is called Take It Back. It comes out on March 24th.
Nice.
And it is a house song, house record.
Dope.
And I'm really excited about that. And I produced that with my boy Kenny Grimm. Shout out to Kenny Grimm.
Hey, shout
out. He is a member of Prince George Band. He's also from PG County, Maryland. So shout out to that. And we made that track together. I'm really excited about that. And then the rest of the project is coming out in May. So it's just a lot of different sounds, honestly. Like a good mix.
Is this the album that you've been working on pretty much like during COVID? That you were talking about?
This stuff is old to me.
So it's almost like it's almost like 2 to 3 years of work, pretty much.
There's maybe 2 songs that I may have recorded last year or something, just to freshen it up for myself. And just connect the sounds. It's pretty much older work, but I mean, it's just still representative of what I'm doing now, and that's the point. I just wanted to put something out that shows people what I'm doing now, what I'm sounding like now, and then moving forward, we'll go from there.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to hear it, and everybody out there, hey, be on the lookout for Marlee's new album coming very soon. Yeah, super excited. Well, what we like to do is, Artistry Drop is all about being inspirational to the next generation. What advice would you give to someone trying to become an overall multi-hyphenate music artist like you?
Just be the first you and not the next someone else. Just do you.
Simple as that. Simple as that. Are there any shout outs or anything you'd like to give to our viewers?
Shout out to all of you guys for supporting art and for supporting us and for listening and for watching, and whatever you're doing, whether it's creative or not, it's what you love to do, and we all play a role. So keep playing your role, and thank you for being a part of ours. And we love you guys.
Yeah, fire.
Hell yeah.
Where on social media can everybody find you?
At The Mixtress, that's THEMIXXSTRESS, or you can just search Marlee XX, that's with 2 E's and 2 X's, anywhere, and you'll find me.
Yeah, and of course, guys, you already know we're going to put all of her social media in the description box below, but Marlee, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Such good vibes.
Thank you. Really appreciate you coming on. This was a good podcast coming back to the show. It's been a while, but super excited to be back. Well, anyways, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, it's Artistry Drop. If you're not following us on Instagram, you can find us at the Artistry Drop, and if you prefer just listening, you can stream all our episodes on all major podcast platforms, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.